Good morning. I'm Eric Sanchez. I'm here again to demand accountability for the death of Danny Lynn Steven in your jail's custody on May 2nd, 1976. To be brief, I want to start with the red flags in your office's reports. Detective McFadden says he chased Danny down with help Friday morning when he allegedly attempted to escape, while the Houston Chronicle clipping says it was Thursday night. Another account contradict who helped in the capture. Some affidavits are written in the third person stating this officer, and McFadden signs off notarizing one of these, which is unlawful, and he's involved he's involved in the case. The autopsy reports and the nearly 100 pages of reports with the autopsy were sent to the FBI, who seemingly ignored the inconsistencies. And then there's Bruce Wayne Parker. You claim his statement justified Danny's detention, yet it is not attached to the file, highlighting how your city withholds or destroys records. I don't believe Parker said anything. I believe his name was falsely used to justify illegal detention. Years later, Bruce Wayne Parker Jr., his son, had a theft of a check charge dismissed. The file was removed from public record and sealed into the DA's file, likely because identifiers tied back to his father's fraudulent file. Possibly enabled by Pasadena Municipal Judge Russell L. Drake. I believe that the real Parker wasn't directly involved, and the 17-year-old Richard Collins was scapegoated with a fabricated statement under duress, coerced in county jail. He was forced to sign court documents under an alias after a detective referenced Danny's death and told him to comply and stay quiet. Again, Danny was charged with escape and no other charges on file. How can someone escape a lawful detention if they weren't lawfully detained with a charge to begin with? No burglary charge, no failure to ID, nothing, despite what newspapers said. I've seen the disturbing crime scene photos. Now you lay witness to them. You see Danny hanging unnaturally stiff, shoulders raised, feet touching the floor, clearly hung post-mortem in full rigor, despite the alleged prompt photographing. Then the Pasadena funeral home blamed his grieving family for his neck injuries. You conveniently failed to pull a photograph, hiding his neck with his shirt collar. This was someone's son a week later his mother had to spend Mother's Day without him. Did Pasadena pay to keep this quiet? Because on Thanksgiving Eve, 1994, another jail hanging death occurred in the same cell. Moises DeLao's family sued for $27 million. His family even saw his body propped up in the corner of the cell. His wife, strung up by a telephone wire like a macabre marionette puppet. Your officers played off that he was still alive until moments before his release, and even refused paramedics' chances to resuscitate him. They stated that he was still warm to the touch. He settled with the family for an undisclosed amount. Everyone here watched the board members, watched the demeanor, watched their actions. I'm willing to swear to the facts under the penalty of aggravated perjury, a third-degree felony, punishable by 2 to 10 years of imprisonment. Ask yourself, who here can say the same? I mean, would Rex, if his word isn't as good as mine, a citizen? I don't think.
Next up,
You got it.
Collins.
My name is Richard Wayne Collins. I've spoken here before. And for those who haven't seen those meetings, I encourage you to go back and review what I've already said. Today I want to talk about records, specifically records you claim don't exist. I submitted a public records request for Danny Lynn Steven's booking photo from 1976. I was told there's no responsive record. Not only that, but I was told that your city has no obligation to tell me what happened to it, whether it was destroyed, misplaced, or ever existed at all. So I made another request for my own booking photo from 1981. I was strangled during that arrest by a Pasadena officer. I know both of their names, but until I see their faces, I can't confirm which one did it. That photo should exist. I remember them taking it. But I was told the same thing. No record or explanation. So ask yourself, how do both of our booking photos not exist? Danny was also strangled. He died in your custody. If they didn't take his photo, they were hiding something. If they did and it's gone, they're still hiding something. You think this is just a coincidence? The city is trying to pretend it's no big deal, but it is. Danny wasn't the only one. In 1971, Russell Constantine, a U.S. Army veteran, was found dead in his jail cell. The newspaper said it was a DUI. The internal reports say auto theft. That's not a small discrepancy. Then there's Moises DeLao, father of 5. He died while being held for nothing more than a public intoxication and unpaid traffic fines. He was supposed to be bonded out. Instead, he ends up dead, strangled in the same padded cell as Danny. The story is that he somehow broke a 1/4-inch thick plexiglass panel, reached up into the ceiling, and hung himself with a telephone cord, all while barefoot with no tools and no way to stand up to reach the ceiling. That's not just unbelievable, it's insulting. Before his death, Moises begged that Pasadena not be allowed to investigate if anything happened to him. He said he saw something he shouldn't have. His autopsy showed unreported injuries, broken ribs, friction burns, bruises, and none of which were consistent with suicide. His family later settled the lawsuit in secret, but the truth hasn't gone away. You may think it was a long time ago, but the passage of time does not erase injustice. It doesn't reverse death. It doesn't absolve anyone. This is Texas, and in Texas, what happened to Danny and to Moises isn't just a cover-up, it's capital murder. That's punishable by death. If you knew what was happening, if you covered it up, then you should face the punishment that this state allows. It's time to do the right thing. Reinvestigate those deaths, acknowledge what happened, or admit that fault and corruption still lives right here.